Alright, hey, hi, net everybody, this is Pika here, and I'm here to present to you Katawa Shoujo Part 19, I think. Hopefully. I keep forgetting the parts. Alright, so what happened last time is that basically we skipped, I guess, 2 days, which was rare for us. Anyway, basically, Rin's paintings finally got into a gallery. And I guess, you know, she's not going to be in school anymore. Also for my Shimeji, it's Momo! So you're going to be seeing her walk around. Alright. Things you can't give up. Oh dear. Alright. The next Monday is marked by a strange emptiness that grips me, caused by the knowledge that I won't be able to see Rin whenever I want to anymore. This hollow feeling's a little bit disconcerting, but I make it to the afternoon all the same. My last class is in a word, terrible. It's not that the lesson is that bad. It is, however, boring, and it's so hot in the classroom that I feel like I'm melting. Well, that's what happened with summer. The air conditioning is either broken or turned off, so the windows are open. It makes no difference. Momo, you're really starting to bother me. Since the air outside is completely still, only the chirping of the cicadas carries inside. The sweltering heat permeates the room. Students and teachers alike are in an almost delirious state. I just want to stand up and walk out of here without caring what the teacher or anyone else says. I can see I'm not the only one with these thoughts as well, too. Next to me, Misha is shamelessly holding her skirt up a bit and fanning air in with her notebook. Oh God! Really? So unladylike, of course, then again, I probably do the same damn thing. Only Shizune seems to be as cool as always, sitting with her back perfectly straight, arms folded on her chest, her eyes fixed on the equation scrawled on the blackboard. I keep shooting yearning glances at my watch, but it doesn't help the time go by any faster. It's funny, I remember how badly I wanted to get out of the hospital and go back to school. Now all I can think of is the upcoming summer vacation, freedom from classes and homework. Perhaps it's human nature to think only of the situation at hand. Finally, the bell rings. Relieved, my classmates and I burst out into the hallway, already crowded by students from our neighboring classes. Emmy! I spot Emmy's diminutive figure nearby and walk up to her. Hey there. She smiles sweetly, clearly happy to see me. Hey Sal, what's up? Is your classroom super hot too? Yeah, it is. I thought I was going to melt in there. Nothing else is really happening, though. Feeling a bit weird now that Rin's on her great adventure, or whatever you want to call it. Emmy's face cracks in a wider smile and she jumps up and down enthusiastically. Isn't it great? I'm so happy for her! I bet everyone will like her paintings and she'll sell a lot of them and make piles of money! Yeah, I'm sure it'll work out great. I'm totally sulking at her, though! She huffs angrily and places her hands firmly on her hips, even letting a little anger seep into her voice. It doesn't quite have the impact she's probably hoping for, but I say nothing. Why's that? She said that she don't... Blah, 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 blah. Oh god, it's like 9 in the morning I'm recording this, because I have to prepare later today. She said that she doesn't want me to go see her! Oh yeah, she mentioned that. I guess she prefers to not be distracted. I can understand that. I don't think I'm that much of a distraction. Besides, I'm sure she'll forget about sleeping and eating properly if someone's not there telling her to do it. Sometimes she's like that, gets completely fixated on whatever and drops everything else. It really makes me worried, you know. Is she going to be alright? Such friendship. I wonder if she thinks I'm annoying. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure that's not the case at all. Emmy shakes her head looking amused. I'm not sure if she's joking or not. She has these weird ideas about a lot of stuff. Things just make sense to her in a totally different way than they do to me. I can't even remember all the weird stuff she's talked about over all this time. I don't think Rin does either, really. She's the type who would forget her own head if it wasn't attached to her shoulders. That's why I just can't leave her alone. Is that weird? She leans against the wall, managing to look distraught yet still cheerful as always. I get a strange feeling about it, as though I was talking to two people at the same time. How would I know? Everyone's weird in some way, but if that's yours, it's a very nice way. At least I can understand what you're talking about, unlike Rin. Most of the time, I have no idea about what's going on inside her head either. Emmy giggles, nodding in agreement.
I think it's okay if you don't understand her. That's how she usually is.
Emmy stands up straighter, brushing the hem of her skirt and straightening the waistline. She laughs awkwardly.
Wow, we ended up talking pretty seriously. What's up with you, Asao? Why'd you bring this up?
Oh, sorry. I didn't really mean to get into this sort of discussion either. I don't know. I've had this weird feeling lately about Rin. I don't know why. I feel a bit guilty bringing up something like this for no reason except my own anxiety.
It'll be fine! Don't worry about it!
Whoa. Suddenly Emmy clutches my wrist and twists it so she can see what time it is from my watch.
Ah, damn, this is late already? I should really go. There's a meeting with the rest of the track team at the field. It's not going to be fun in this heat. We're going to sweat like pigs, but I promised I'd be there. Bye-bye!
Oh god, this is like Bianca all over again with yesterday. It's so awkward. Like, for some reason, I get so awkward when it goes to farewells. I can never do well. She skips downstairs, leaving me wondering if what I said, or what Rin said, rather, hurt her or not. Maybe what Emmy herself said hurt her the most, come to that. So in the end, even the person closest to Rin is just as far away from her as everyone else. I wonder if Rin herself ever feels that distance. I felt like I was drifting away from the world too during my hospitalization. I felt anxious and depressed, and even now I sometimes still do, but I fight against it with all I've got. If Rin has been on that side of the divide for her whole life, I can't imagine how she cannot be lonely. But perhaps she's truly different. I refuse to belong to that other place, but maybe she's found comfort there. Like Emmy, I have a club meeting of my own, so I head straight to the art club room at the end of the hallway. Only a few members are present today, so the mood's even more laid back than usual. Rin is off working on her exhibition project, but I wonder if the rest are simply just playing hooky, defeated by the heat. I half-assedly sketch something with a piece of graphite, but do a poor job of it, my fingertips turning pitch black from holding the graphite and smudging it on the paper accidentally and on purpose. I've improved a little, but Rin's level is still far beyond my reach. Eventually Nomiya comes in and makes his way around the room, checking on what we're doing and giving comments on the works in progress. He stops behind me and bends closer to look at my poor sketch. Oh my god, a smoker voice!
Trying to take a few pointers from Tezuka, have you?
Oh god, my throat. Oh, well, I've looked at how she draws, but I haven't exactly asked for advice, no.
Let's see here.
He casually picks up a piece of graphite from my hand and lightly drops some faint, barely visible lines from my sketch to illustrate places that need improvement. I already feel frustrated about not seeing the obvious flaws before, but with a couple of careless-seeming flicks of the wrist, Nomiya has made them plain as day. Straightening up, he throws a sideways glance at the seat where Rin usually sits.
Such a nostalgic feeling, almost like a bird flying from the nest. I'll miss Tezuka when she graduates. It begins from here, you know. Really makes my eyes a little misty.
Do you really think she has a chance to make her big break with the exhibition? Nomiya turns, looks up from my wait, is there supposed to be a comma right there? Nomiya turns, looks up from my sketch, adjusting his glasses. He rubs his chin, looking contemplative.
Why not? It's not like she's going to be an overnight smash hit or anything, but getting the word out there is very important. Connections are pure gold. Maybe the most important thing to gain is if she is to become an artist. Word of mouth is very powerful in these circles. She has some advantages like her young age and technique, you know, feet. People would be naturally curious about extraordinary things like that.
God. His words have an unpleasant ring to them. Isn't that just exploiting her disability to make her more popular? It sounds fishy.
Now, it's not like that at all. Think of it from another perspective, like an artist.
Well, how do you expect me to act like an artist when I'm not much of an artist in the first place?
Would you rather have Tezuka hide herself completely from public view as if her condition were something shameful?
Well, she's not exactly acting shameful of it. It's just that, she's just acting like it's like, well, what the fuck can I do? I might as well get used to it.
Some people will call it exploitation for promote that aspect, or discrimination if we hide it. I'll consider we're just being honest about it. There's nothing wrong with that, right, my boy?
God, his voice is slowly turning into Kenji, and I can't do that. Of course, then again, I will be Of course, then again, as long as I don't see Kenji in this route ever again, I'll be fine. I guess so.
Brilliant! It's true that disability always has all sorts of implications in society, often nasty ones. Brushing things under the carpet won't help at all. I'm sure Sai will handle her side of the issue with delicacy. I've known her since art school, and she's most reliable.
God, okay, I actually want someone to comment on my voice for this guy. Please, just tell me what you think of this, because for some reason I feel this is the most horrible voice I can ever give someone, because I don't have that type of voice. I'm forcing my throat to comply to it. Why is she going so far for Rin's sake? Because it's you who asked?
Oh, she has her own reasons, too. Trust this old man. She's more kind-hearted than she looks. Ah, but don't let her know I said that.
He gives me a big wink and covers his mouth with his hand as if to push the remark back in. Of course you have your tongue out like a pervert! I remember the curious way Miss Saionji looked at Rin almost the entire time during our visit to the gallery. It was like that woman was trying to imprint everything about her into her memory. Or maybe it was that Rin reminded her of something else.
Mostly Saya simply adores young people with a passion for art. Her gallery specializes in this very thing, bringing up and coming talent to the public. It's a perfect fit for someone like Tezuka.
I don't even know if she really wants to become a career artist, though. But I guess that'd be the logical next step.
I don't have the faintest idea. Like they say, a teacher can only show the doors, the student who has to walk through it. An old tired saying, but still quite true.
I've never heard of that saying. Thank God. Oh, I was gonna kill my my throat was probably gonna kill itself if it went anymore. He leaves the chat with a pair of second-year girls working on some watercolors. Even though he said that cliched thing, it feels to me like Nomiya is trying to prod Rin through a certain door in particular, but I can't blame him for that. I literally shoved Rin towards that door with what with my speeches about wasting opportunities and whatnot. Nomiya feels like it's time for him to let Rin test her own wings. He has absolute confidence in this endeavor. I wonder why I can't share the anxious feeling I have inside of me. It shouldn't have anything to do with me. Maybe I'm just bothered by exactly that. I really don't have any part in this. I would like to be a part of Rin's life and her a part of mine. Like friends should be. That's what she called us. I wonder what she really meant. I feel like I'm so far apart from her, even when I'm not. It's the same as with Rin and Emmy. I can't understand her. What am I for her? Oh, great. I was actually wondering. Shit, my shit's on. God damn it. Alright, my phone's on low battery, which means I need to hurry up with this because it could die. And then I'd be really fucked. Let's see. Alright, it says I want to understand her. In the end, even though we made friends with each other, I don't really feel that we've gotten any closer. How could I call someone my friend if I can't understand her? Nomiya's boisterous laugh fills the quiet afternoon just as the club meeting ends. He pats one of the girls on the back encouragingly. I think about all the things that have led me to this point, all the things I've shared with Rin during the few weeks I've been at Yamaku so far. I understand so very little, and in the end, but I'm sure of one thing. If I want to keep going what I have with Rin, I have to throw myself into whatever will come out of this exhibition project along with her. I turn my gaze back at the blackness of a sketch and the near invisible guiding lines the teacher drew over it. No pattern emerges, nothing that could take me further than I am. I put the graphite down on the table and think hard and honestly about what I really want. Katawa Shoujo, Katawa Shoujo, Katawa Shoujo. I am never gonna get over doing that. And now we have another full body pick. Not full body pick. Alright. I'm actually curious. 202, 2, 150. I'll keep going. Great. The next day I take the bus into the city. It goes twice an hour starting in the morning, passing by the front gate of Yamako 20 minutes past and 10 to the hour. The ride takes considerably longer than the one Nomiya gave us in his car. I slowly read a book as the bus makes its rounds through the suburbs, pausing at almost every stop to pick up someone and let them out. Whoa, skip! Eventually, we make it to the last stop, the city center. The city is fair-sized, but not too large, and seems too quiet. Nevertheless, I enjoy the atmosphere. Despite being slightly directionally challenged, I find my way from the bus station to the gallery without too much effort, and soon I find myself staring at the big letters that say in 22nd corner. Sai, or Miss Saionji. Inside, the gallery owner is intently studying a large painting hanging on the wall, a portrait of an old man. Good afternoon. She turns around to look at me, and a smile of recognition spreads on her lips. Oh, aren't you the young man from the other day, Shinichi's student? Hisao, was it? That's right. Good afternoon, Mrs. Saionji. Please, just sigh. I don't want to feel any older than I am. You know, I'm so glad that even young people show interest in art nowadays. It's so refreshing. What brings you here? Surely you aren't just on a courtesy visit all the way from your school. I actually came for Rin. I was hoping to see how she's doing. Oh, is that right? Well then, you need to step back outside. You see, the atelier is actually the next door on the right down the street, and up the stairwell. Just climb the stairs to the top floor. There's only one door there. You can't miss it. Okay. That was a quick, direction. I give Sai my thanks, exit the gallery, and locate the door she was talking about. It leads to a dark stairwell, which reminds me of the stairs leading to the roof of the school building. The stairs are steep, and even though it's only 5 floors, my breathing gets heavy before I reach the top. An unassuming wooden door waits for me there. It's unlocked, so I knock and enter. Wow. To be honest, I would actually live in this place. Well, except for the art supplies and shit. The atelier is really just one big room, with the ceiling lower at one end than the other, because the roof of the building is gabled. Gabled? Gabled? What the hell am I supposed to pronounce that with? There's a huge skylight in the ceiling that acts as the main source of light for the room, bringing in sunlight that reflects off the white painted walls. I suppose it's good to use natural light for art. There isn't much in the way of interior decoration. No surprise, since the room seems to have been used as storage for a while. All kinds of boxes and office furniture are scattered around the place. The room is dusty since it's not been in use for a while. I can see that someone has made some effort to clean up a little, but it's far from immaculate. There she is! Rin stands in the middle of the room with her back to me, staring at a half-painted canvas placed on an easel. Not working on it, just staring, unmoving. She wears what must be second or third hand denim overalls over the standard school uniform shirt, much like the one I'm wearing. They look pretty worn and are covered in paint splatters. Spatters, okay. From the way they seem to be loose or tight in places, I'm guessing that they weren't originally Rin's. Hi.
Hello.
She always says that. It's so awkward. And I just go, hello. It's just like... Rin doesn't judge my showing up as worthy of turning around, saying maybe something more than just a mechanical reply to my greeting, smiling, anything. She keeps on doing whatever it is she's doing, probably some weird creative thing inside her head. Perhaps I should have expected as much. Still, I make another attempt at conversation. This is a pretty cool place. Big, too.
It is. Sai said I can use this as much as I like. I even have my own key.
So how's the work going? She doesn't answer for a while. I begin to wonder if she's already forgotten the question. As a cloud drifts over the building, shadowing the light pouring in from the skylight, the change in Rin's surroundings seems to wake her up.
I don't know, it's like a huge ball. I don't really know which side is the right one. It's really huge. It's the hugest thing ever. Like a mountain growing inside of me. Like I swallowed a mountain whole.
Are you talking about... Wait, what are you talking about? Shit.
It's going to be hard, I think. Really very hard.
I try to listen for undercurrents of stress or uncertainty uncertainty in her voice, but I don't pick up anything like that.
Why are you here?
Uh-oh. Her tone is not as unkind as the directness of the question will make it seem. Well, you said that it'd be fine if I came to visit, so here I am. I guess it's not for any real reason, but I thought you might like company or assistance or maybe some...
Hey, Sal. Can you be quiet for about 15 minutes? Maybe 10 is enough. 5 definitely is not. You can talk afterwards.
Damn. Just... Her tone is sharp, nothing like I've ever heard from her before. There's no command, no annoyance, no anger, but her voice pierces me all the same. Alright. Damn. With the silence that follows, anxiety creeps back into my heart. I wonder if it was a mistake to come here. Murmurs of traffic filter in from outside, and I start to feel more and more uncomfortable. All my thoughts keep finding themselves returning to certain things that... Sorry, Momo, you had to move. That have been swirling relentlessly in the back of my mind for some time now. I feel like those thoughts will surface out of the tempestuous sea of my mind, whether I want it or not. Desperate to divert my focus, I fixate on Rin's back as my mind races. Why are we looking at her back? I don't think I've ever studied anyone's back so intently before. Her neck, hidden by copper-colored hair, which is again in complete disarray. That relaxed, rigid posture reminded me that Rin's physical appearance often tends to be as awkward as her various trains of thought. Those gaunt, delicate shoulder blades, visible through the thin white fabric of her shirt. The contours of her hips curving down to her thin thighs. God, fucking Momo! You multiplied again. You're not allowed to do that. She was trying to do it again! Bad Momo! It pisses me off. Wait, what? Wait, you're describing her body like a freaking, writer, and it's like you're just saying now it pisses you off. What just happened? Rarely does she ever seem to be looking at me, whether literally or figuratively. I, on the other hand, am always watching her back, both literally and figuratively. Whenever she is painting, whenever something catches her fluttery attention, whenever I don't forcefully make her listen to me, I can't reach through to her. Rin's heart is uncharted territory, dangerous waters, the blank areas on a map. The edge of the world? If I went too close, I wonder if I would fall off. What do I think of her? Sometimes she's aloof and distant and it annoys me. At other times, her passion for the things she thinks worthwhile shines through and it inspires me. I can't understand her. Still, I like her and consider her my friend. I suppose part of friendship is putting up with the oddities of the people you call friends. I have to admit, there's a lot of putting up with Rin. What does she think of me? I have no idea. Last week I thought she might have liked me romantically, what with the kiss and all. It forced me to ponder my own feelings too. This week I am utterly confused. What would she do if I told her I liked her that way? I wonder if I really do. Damn, I can't make sense of even my own thoughts anymore. It must be contagious. Even if I said a thing like that, would it matter? Nothing affects Rin. Nothing. Damn.
I'm done.
I find her turned around, now staring straight at me. It unnerves me. I try to remember what we, or rather I, were talking about before she requested a timeout. Oh, right. I just came to... I don't know...
You still can't finish your sentences?
It's not that.
Fine.
She retreats from the conversation, slipping away from me once again. She doesn't return to painting, but instead keeps looking at me with that empty poker face of hers. I wanted to talk about some stuff. I thought a lot about things.
What things?
Like what happened last week and so on.
What happened?
I get the feeling she's playing with me. Why, I have no clue. It's not a game she's playing with my head. I'm pretty sure she doesn't deliberately try to screw with people. She's not a troll. Maybe it's just my own mind playing tricks on itself. Still, Rin feels like a puzzle in the form of a girl. I feel attracted to it, compelled to solve it, the overly rational part of my brain refusing to let me give up. I can't leave her alone. I never would have believed I could be this obsessive about something. Why do I hesitate so much and keep running in circles around her? I don't have to do that. I already decided what I want to say. Ren. Saying her name with an intention like this makes my mouth dry as if my subconscious is fighting against what I'm going to say next. I feel like I'm going to lock up any moment now. Ren looks up from paint-covered toes and stops wriggling them, as there isn't anyone to observe them curiously now. The hard stare of her dark green eyes seems like a portent. I like you. The lack of any reaction is like a slap to the face. Okay. Yeah, she didn't do anything. It's like nothing changed. So, okay. I mean, I'd like to like you as more than a friend.
What is more?
Oh, God. The slow, hesitant words coming from between her strawberry-colored lips are not the ones I was waiting for. Neither are the two possible answers that I've been expecting, actually.
Wait, you were expecting I like you too, or I don't like you too?
I feel myself blushing heavily, as is par for the course in this kind of situation. My heartbeat sounds like a percussion orchestra on drugs.
And then I suddenly get a heart attack and I die at the end. Because that's how it happened the last time I confessed to a girl.
Ren's faux innocent inquiry feels like I'm being grilled over hot coals. You know, like, romantically and...
No.
Ren turns around, giving me the cold shoulder. She returns to looking at her painting. She makes a move to pick up her brush, which lies forgotten on the floor, but decides against it at the last moment.
I can't talk about that kind of thing now. So, don't talk about that kind of thing. Please. We are friends, right? So you can do that.
The silence those words leave behind is deafening. I want to say something, but my mouth refuses to move. There's no way I can retain my dignity. Ren finally picks up the brush without giving any explanation for her behavior. Maybe there was something in her voice that gave away some emotion, but I couldn't say what. Her shoulders slump melancholically as her foot works the canvas in front of her. She won't let me see her face, and I know it. Feeling the weight of my heart grow heavier, I stand up to leave, for I can't stay here any longer today. It's like I have opened Pandora's box by stepping over some line that Rin didn't want me to cross, and she had to turn me down.
Damn, I got rejected! Are you gonna say anything more than this, though?
I walk across the squeaky floor to the door leading to the stairwell. Ren's quiet voice stops me in my tracks as I'm about to open the door.
It's Al.
My hand, still on the brass doorknob, is waiting for me to turn or to withdraw. Yeah?
Will you come tomorrow?
Yeah.
Damn, I feel heartbroken.
Katawa Shoujo, Katawa Shoujo, Katawa Shoujo.
I don't know how long I've been going at this. I feel it. Oh, this. 2:14? I feel like we've been going longer than that. 1:50. That's just... I'll keep going. Okay, actually, wait a minute. Give me a second to check my recording. 29 minutes? Jesus Christ, no! That seemed... It took a lot longer to read than to fucking get through. Alright.
After a night of bad sleep, I go through the day mostly on automatic. I put on my uniform mechanically, do my schoolwork mechanically, eat my lunch mechanically, reply to teachers mechanically, and thus when the final bell rings, I still feel as if I had just woken up. My mind feels blank and overcrowded at the same time, and I can't even begin to unravel the tangle of feelings I've gotten myself into. I spend the bus trip downtown staring out of the window, thinking about these things. As a result, by the time I climb the stairs to the atelier 4 floors above Sai's gallery, I'm feeling completely exhausted. Expecting awkwardness, I quietly knock on the door before entering. I spot Rin at the center of the small clear area in the room, working on a painting. She doesn't acknowledge my arrival in any way. Hi, I came as promised. Rin snaps her head to my direction immediately. Was she waiting for me to say something? And locks that cold green gaze of hers on me. Although I'm sure my own face can't hide my feelings. Rin's expression is as expectant and neutral as always. The clouded, slightly absent-minded darkness in her eyes is like a wall standing between me and her. It is the first awkward silence between us that is truly awkward. Yesterday both of us said something we couldn't take back, and there's no way it can be undone. I wanted to say something, but Rin forbade from doing so. I can't even begin to guess what she's thinking, but I'm feeling the pressure of her lightless eyes on me, compelling me to break the silence without saying the thing I most want to say. To my horror, I find that I can't find any way to start a conversation. It is as if I've completely lost the ability to speak with her. Just keep working if you're in the middle of something. I'll just sit down here. Rin nods wordlessly at me and picks up the brush from the floor with the toes of her right foot. I sink into a worn-out sofa, picking up a book from my bag and opening it to where I stopped last night. I can't really concentrate on it, but it's better than doing nothing. The two of us are so close to each other, together in the same room even, and yet we're both off doing our own things as if we were miles apart. I can't help but wonder about this unnatural situation. Why did I come here? Because she asked me to do so yesterday, of course. However, it looks like there's absolutely no need for me to actually be here. It makes me feel awkward at first, but as I recall the previous silences I've quietly passed with Rin, I settle down and try to tune into that same comfortable mood I was in back then. Time stretches, then slows down. The pages of my book rustle each time I turn them. After maybe half an hour or 1 hour at most, Rin breaks the silence to my complete surprise.
Hey, Sal.
I'm gonna take a drink here because my mouth is getting dry. Yeah?
Are you my friend?
That was so weird, unnatural, basically, for her to say that in my voice with her. It's an echo of yesterday, I know it, so even Rin couldn't just push it aside from her mind. Caught off guard, I answer honestly. Yeah, of course I am. Don't worry about stuff like that. Come on.
Okay.
She doesn't say anything further. I feel happy somehow. Several chapters later, I mark my spot, close the book, and put it away in my bag. Getting up from the sofa, I see that Rin's made considerable progress on her painting. I take a look at it for a bit. It's still not quite finished, I suppose. It looks great.
It's bad luck to comment on unfinished paintings.
After that, I quietly leave the studio and catch the bus, taking me back to school. Jesus Christ! Katawa Shoujo, Katawa Shoujo, Katawa Shoujo. So basically, this has been 3 days. Yet we're not even that done. See, look! It was only 4 minutes from the last time I checked. This is an event-filled episode, isn't it? Life settles into some sort of vague, undefined norm. I visit Rin whenever I can, but each time is as strange as the first. It consists mainly of me watching Rin at work or just reading a book on the couch while she works. We barely talk at all. Long, quiet evenings stretch over the last weeks of June. I sit on the couch in the atelier, listening to a quiet rustle of Rin's brush and my own heartbeat, trying to make sense of the former and forget about the latter. I am a silent visitor in this place, a ghost. At some point I start thinking that my presence is meaningful to Rin somehow, but never end up asking her about it. I don't bring up the forbidden topic anymore either, and try to stop thinking about it altogether. It's hard to do so, and doesn't get any easier with the passage of time. My heart aches every time I look at the awkward figure of the girl I decided I liked, yet who refuses to acknowledge it. I still can't seem to find the right words to talk to her about anything at all, but I find quiet solace in observing her from nearby. The distance between us doesn't feel that huge when I can be close to her, even if it's like this. Rin works like a demon. There is barely a moment when she's without a brush between her toes, walking in circles around her current work in progress, estimating it from every angle and distance. She seems to be completely taken over by her will to work, to change herself into the sort of artist she believes will be worthy of the trust Nomi and Sai have placed in her. Piles of sketches, works in progress, tubes of oil paint brushes slowly begin to crowd the small atelier, making it even messier than it was before Rin acquired the right to use it. I offer to help her clean up every now and then, but each time she refuses. It dawns on me that in her mind the room is not in utter chaos, rather her system of keeping track of everything is so elaborate only Rin herself can make sense of it. She knows exactly where everything is, from the tiniest brush to that half-empty tube of crimson that's the perfect shade for some picture in progress. Rin walks from one painting to another, looking at them as if not remembering that she made them. She talks to herself or to the paintings, even when I'm present, always just quietly enough that I can't make out the words. Every day, Rin pours herself onto the canvas for hours on end, squeezing every bit of her ability and even her soul to make good on that promise she made to me, or herself. Black marks appear beneath her eyes, a sure sign that she's skipping sleep in favor of painting. I'm somewhat surprised to see her at school a few times. I never go and say hello, though, as I somehow feel it would break the silent magic of the evenings we shared at the atelier. Sometimes Sai comes by when I'm there. She gives me a certain kind of look when she shows up. I think she doesn't like that I'm always hanging out with Rin up here, but she never says a word about it. She isn't quite as full of praise for Rin's work as Nomi, but is visibly impressed nevertheless. However, when she turns her eyes from the wonderful works of art to look upon the little red-headed girl that made them, a sudden deep sadness floats onto the surface of her expression. I can't explain it, she never talks about it. Gosh, June turns into July almost without warning. End of term exams loom dangerously close, but all I can think of is Rin. I feel like a sleepwalker at school, looking forward only to the next time I get to visit that silent place above Sai's gallery. After Rin refuses my attempts to directly helping her with her work, I try to figure out other ways to help her. It finally dawns on me that she isn't eating properly. Why do I have a feeling that this is going to be that scene where I'm going to have to edit shit? My course of action decided, I stop at the convenience store before going to catch the bus downtown on my next visit to the studio. Okay, it's not. Okay. I was thinking, because there's basically a scene that I remember in this path of Rin's that I know I'm probably going to have to edit a lot. But thank God it's not this one. I feel very energetic as I open the door to the atelier and greet Rin. I brought you some fruit. You need vitamins and actual food after all. Do you even eat up here?
I do eat. If I didn't eat, I couldn't paint.
Then why don't you eat a couple of these? I shake the bag full of ripe oranges in my hand as an employed to tempt Rin into taking a break. I am going to sneeze. Shit. Basically, I was grabbing my pillow, which is a good silencer, and it didn't work. It doesn't help that I need to clear my throat. Excuse me for a minute. Fuck if I can move. There we go. To my surprise, she actually lays her brush down and walks over to me to see what I bought. Her expression doesn't change at all when she looks into the bag.
I can't eat oranges as salad. It does not work very well with feet.
That's alright, I'll do it. Of course I knew that. She told me herself, after all. I extract the tiny fruit knife I had with me to select one of the round fruits. After making the initial cut, I began to peel it with my fingers. That strong scent of cut orange rind immediately fills the air as thousands of tiny droplets of oil burst from the skin. I remove the first section of the hard peel and shoot a glance at Rin. So how's the work going?
I don't know. It's like I'm in the center of some huge mountain of jelly and have to dig my way out.
Must be stressful.
I think it might be, even though it's just painting. All this, everything feels really strange.
I wonder if Rin is the kind of person who likes to carefully remove all the white fibrous stuff from oranges before eating them, or the more careless type who just eats them as they come. Maybe neither. I actually I actually kind of understand Rin in that aspect. It's like, I mean, basically, just imagine, like, seriously, my voice acting hobby. Like, I love the voice act, and I love to actually develop those skills. But the problem is that it's like, I wouldn't know. Basically, it's like if someone actually scouted me out, like, for my voice acting skills, even though I'm not saying they're good or that great, I would be completely off my ball here, because this person would actually be expecting me to, you know, do my very best on these skills, and I'd be fucking nervous as shit, like, I'm gonna ruin everything! And basically, I think that's what Rin's feeling. You know, that basically it's like, painting's is her expertise yet. I think she feels like she's gonna fuck up at some point. I'm the former type, so I meticulously clean the orange slices one by one while Rin watches the process with mild curiosity. I realize that I don't have the faintest idea about her likes or dislikes, or any of the other little details that make up the concept of a person for those around them. It's like in all this time I haven't learned much about her at all. Once I finish lamenting that fact, I realize I've cleaned the entire orange and nearly split it into slices. I hold a slice up, bringing it closer to Rin so she can pick it up. Here. There we go, and now we'll get a picture of her feeding. She takes it directly between her lips and then into her mouth, whole. Her lower lip briefly brushes against my fingertip. Indirect kiss! Sorry, that's just a big thing with Japan is indirect kisses. I don't understand that at all. Rin chews the slice carefully, savoring it as much as possible. I become fixated on the movements of her jaw, the trickle of juice glistening on her lip, the way her throat moves when she swallows the orange slice. After I realize what I'm doing, I turn away, feeling embarrassed about watching her so intently.
It's not the same as it usually is.
The orange?
Painting.
I knew it. Oh, well, is anything like that ever the same?
It is sometimes, I think. I don't know what, though. I might be starting to paint differently soon if this goes on.
I knew it! She is worried about that she's gonna fuck up. And to be honest, I played through this path twice. Yet I barely remember shit about it because I just wanted to get to the end. It was so boring. But now that I'm doing YouTube, it's like I'm paying attention. I'm like, yes, I know this now. That's why it was going on. Well, wouldn't that just be that change you keep talking about? She thinks about it, blinking her eyes a few times nervously. Okay. For a moment, absolutely nothing happens, as if time itself did a double take. We stare at each other in silence, only that faint, tangy scent of orange floating between us and the muffled sounds of traffic in the background. Then I pick up another slice and hold it to her. She takes it from me with her mouth just like the first one.
I didn't think it would be like this.
We'll keep on going and see what happens. It's not like you can do anything else.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can do.
After that, she says nothing more. In the ensuing silence, I feed Rin the rest of the orange, one slice at a time. Then I peel another for her, which she eats as well. The third I ate myself, and the rest are left in their plastic bag, which I put on a small desk next to the couch. She stands up and turns to her painting, with a strange look in her eyes that I haven't seen before. Like most of her expressions, it is completely unreadable. Even if I asked, she wouldn't explain what it means. Thank God. Katawa Shoujo, Katawa Shoujo, Katawa Shoujo. Oh, it is that scene. Alright, I think we could end this here. There we go. Alright, so it feels like nothing much happened in this part, but it's like, in reality, I think we've learned a lot more about Rin than we have ever in the past parts. Let me see the recording real quick. 44 minutes, okay, that's decent. That's usually how I end these Katawa Shoujo things. Alright, so that was Katawa Shoujo Part 19. Part 19, hope you enjoyed it. Pokemon Randomized Black Part. Fuck, what was it? 3? Yeah, 3 will be up tomorrow. Alright, there we go. Part 3 will, not tomorrow, will be up later today after I get this edited and uploaded to YouTube, so that some people... But yeah, after that, there's not going to be videos for me tomorrow, except for the stream highlights, because apparently you guys seem to like those a lot better than my playthroughs anyway. But yeah, I am tweaking with the DS emulator to see if that's what's causing the slowdown in the DS. Anyway, but thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys again for Pokemon Randomized Black Part 3 later today. So, see ya!